Namaste. I am Timothy Doyle. I'm a student of the Golden Ones. The Golden Ones are the co-creator gods who established Earth and are the administrators of this Earth Spiritual Training School. They're sanctioned by the Galactic Council, and all souls coming to Earth are in training to become co-creator gods. This is the 13th teaching class, part 3 of the Golden Age. We're going to talk about cleaning the light body. Now, all my teachings that come through me are based on my life experiences, orchestrated by Universal Mind, and then explained to me by the Golden Ones so that I can give out their teachings to souls that are in the process of really dedicating their soul to soul development. In this spiritual training school on Earth, there's basically 3 types of training classes, achievements. When a soul initially comes here, they're in the ego stage. All their actions, thoughts, words, and deeds are thinking about self, taking advantage of others, abusing others, power, greed, getting into the sensational desires of this Earth training school with drugs, alcohol, sexual fulfillment, and so forth. All right. And then you go into the spiritual stage. They migrated out of that selfish stage of me into maybe you and me, and they start thinking about family responsibilities to their work, community, and then they start towards the end of the spiritual, we call it the spiritual man, and towards the end of the spiritual man they start getting interested in meditation, astrology, tarot cards, the metaphysical aspects of life, healing, not healing, only God heals, channeling for healing, and that aspect. And then after that, they get into the co-creator God stage of soul development. So with this lesson 13, we're talking about the golden age here, where souls do not have to die. You don't have to go through the birth, rebirth cycle, birth, death, rebirth cycle. As long as you keep your thoughts, words, and deeds in alignment with universal laws of harmony, balance, order, and unity for the good of all, you can live forever. However, there are tools to enhance that. And the first tool we talked about was keeping your body free from all diseases, by keeping your body in an alkaline state of health. Diseases cannot live in an alkaline state within your body. If you go to the website and you download the literature on pH strips, there's doctors back since 1934 who've won the Nobel Peace Prize documenting that cancer and all diseases live in an acid environment in the body. And if you raise the alkalinity level in the body, you'll replace the disease. And we talked about that in the video 2 on personal experiences with my wife's father, my father-in-law. So what we want to talk about today is cleaning. If you keep your body healthy, free from disease, next thing you need to do is, so that you vibrate at a higher rate of frequency, is that you clean your light body. I started going, I didn't start going, I was directed to go to Peru in 2000 by my teachers to work. They told me to take a vacation and visit the shamans. So I got on the website, and it took me 5 minutes, and I saw, well, shamans in Peru. I'll go, and I'll schedule to go there for 2 weeks with the shamans in Peru. Didn't read any of the literature. It sounded good. Signed up in about 5 minutes, and I was scheduled a session to go to Peru in December of I think it was 2000, or it might have been 1999 into 2000. Um, so I get to Peru, and there's only about 26 other people. Less than that, I think there's only 16 people they allowed in a session. And we're going down the Amazon River, and then we come up a stream into the jungles. And one of the participants said, Howard, who was the shaman from United States, he says, Howard, when are we going to drink the ayahuasca? When's our first drinking? And I go, drinking? What do you mean drinking? I couldn't even pronounce the word the ayahuasca. This is the ayahuasca. And didn't know I was drinking the ayahuasca. I didn't even know what it was. I couldn't even pronounce the word. Whatever my teachers tell me to do, I go, okay, and I do it. I'm a very willing or naive student of the golden ones. So I do what they tell me to do. So during when you drink the ayahuasca, it's like a 5 to 6 hour ceremony. The medicine tastes like oiled dirt. They only give you just a little bit, but you drink it as fast as you can, because if you stop and you let your taste buds taste it, it is awful. So you drink it as fast as you can, and then 20 minutes later, you go back, you sit down. It's a ceremonial thing. You go back, you go up one at a time in front of the shamans. You bow, you bless, and you drink it, and then you go back and you sit down. 20 minutes later, it starts taking effect. Well, you're in the ceremony for about 5 to 6 hours. And it's clearing. What the ceremony does, it clears your previous thought patterns and so forth. It's cleaning your light body. It's cleaning that's basically what it does. It cleans your light body. So I got a vision. After about 4 hours into the ceremony, the last hour is you get a vision of a teaching vision of what you want to learn. And so this vision was a vision of a body, and it was filled with light strands. It was outlined in a light, and then the whole body was filled up with light strands going in all different directions and so forth. Not that many, enough where you could see it was a body, and it was filled with light strands. And on the light strands was a little clump it looked like a gooey substance, like a black spot. So if you were to have an instrument and you were struck, and instead of going ping, it might be a plunk. So what these little globs were doing was preventing the soul from vibrating at a higher frequency. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I didn't know what a light body was at the time. I didn't know, just like, okay, this is pretty good information. And this was probably back in maybe 2003. I went back to Peru 5 times to drink the ayahuasca. So this is probably 2003. And then in 2012, I was part of a spiritual ceremony in Australia, workshop. And Thoth came through, Thoth. He is an Egyptian god. He came through the channel and he talked about cleaning the light body. And he says, all you have to do, he says, and he demonstrated this, he says, you put one hand above your navel and one hand on your heart. You activate the feeling you want to remove. So let's say if you're afraid of flying, then you bring up the fear of flying, you activate it, you feel the fear, and then you say, this feeling is not mine. This feeling does not belong to me. I release this feeling in love now and forever. Amen. Instantaneously, bam, that fear of flying is gone. So I thought, wow, this is pretty interesting. So I worked with it, and I found it to be amazingly working on removing and cleaning my light body. And any little unhealthy thought or feeling or anything that was past abusive thoughts or feelings projected on me that I took in to be a truth and so forth. And so I worked with this. So I took it back to my home and I was in meditation working with it. And the Arcturians came in to talk to me. And the Arcturians are seventh dimension beings. And they said that these fears that are on the light body are actually parasites. They live off the body, and their responsibility is to keep the body in a state of fear. And what they're entities. They're actually little entities that interact with a soul's thinking. So in other words, they will interfere with your thinking if someone has, and this has happened to me, where I say, do you have any fears? And they'll say, yes, I'm afraid of drowning. And I'll say, do you want to remove that fear? And they'll say, no. I says, oh, really? I says, you want to keep that fear? And they says, yeah, it doesn't bother me, and I don't go swimming that often, and I'm not near water, so I don't need to remove that fear. Well, God, you're in training to become a god and a goddess, all right? A co-creator God. No God has a fear, all right? So if someone says, oh, it's good to have a fear, it keeps me balanced and so forth, that is the emotional parasite interacting with the person's thinking to make the person think that there's no harm in keeping this fear on your light body, all right? There is a fear, all right? So what you want to do is with this prayer, it's on the website. It's called The Prayer to Remove Emotional Parasites. It's on the front page, and it's a very simple process. And I did this, I set this prayer up in before I came to China back in, I think maybe 2014. And I taught this around the world, and I teach it on the website, and I assist people on this. And believe me, it works immediately. If it doesn't work, then you're not activating the feeling. If you have 100 feelings in your body, you can't just say, oh, I want to remove the fear of drowning and not activate the feeling, because that feeling of drowning, that fear, that parasite is hiding someplace in your light body. You have to bring it to the surface. You have to actually feel the fear that you want to remove, and then you say the prayer. And it's a very simple prayer. In fact, I say it on the go. You don't have to go in meditation. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to light a candle for this. All you have to do is sincerely activate the fear, bring it to the surface, put your left hand above the navel. Why you bring it there? Because that's where the fear is. Your fear is in your subconscious, which is the third chakra, which then is the gateway to your light body. All right. So you pull this fear in and you activate it and you bring it to the attention of your subconscious. You feel the fear, and then you say, this feeling is not mine. This feeling does not belong to me. I release this feeling in love now and forever. Amen. Left hand on your solar plex above the navel, right hand on your heart. What you're doing is you're moving this parasite out of your light body into your heart chakra, and you're moving it up so it can be released for its soul development, future development. Now, these parasites believe that if you remove them from the body, that's the end of their existence, but this is not true. You're not killing anything here. You're just moving it off your light body to another level of their soul existence, all right? So with that in mind, let's see, do I have anything else? No. I do free consultations. If you have any questions about this process, this is step 3, video 3. Video 4, we're going to talk about the prayer protection. And on video 5, it's going to be on the Ascension Master Program. All 4 tools are to keep you free, physically free, light body free, spirit free from any unhealthy entities or thoughts. And fourth is to assist you in attuning to the God frequency in your brain, which you need to be in contact with your brain. No one ever needs to be anything, but for you to ascend to the next level of soul development, you need to attune to the God frequency in your brain, which your God frequency is always in communications with you, always in communications with you. So if you, just a simple thing, it's like the other day, my wife was cutting potatoes, and she has these great big humongous potatoes. And they said, cut the potatoes in half so they'll cook faster. And so I recommended it to her, and sure enough, she says, that's a good idea. They did cook faster. So they're always helping you to little things and big things. If you have a question, you can have an ongoing conversation with them. It's not just a one-way conversation. You can ask them a question and wait, you'll get your answer. I always get what I want, always, if I ask them. I may have to wait a little while, but I normally get what I want. And I just tell them what I want and what I need. And it's not money or anything like that. Nothing from the earth here. It's usually something that will improve my computer, my work environment, or something pertaining to that. But nothing personal or so forth. Always get what I want. So with that in mind, let me end this video 3 here on cleaning the light body. And remember that all souls in this spiritual classroom are working towards becoming co-creator gods. Many of them are unaware of the process. And so you just have to be accepting and mindful of them. Be compassionate for where they are. We were there at one point in our soul development. And just be compassionate about them and accept them to where they are. You don't have to love the personality of these individuals that they're expressing. All you have to do is love their soul, all right? With that in mind, much love, much peace, much success, much support, and much love to you on your path. Namaste. Bye-bye. Constantly remind yourself who you are. You are co-creator gods in training, and you have chosen to attend this spiritual training school on earth based on your love and dedication to serve God. Be mindful of your classmates who may be vibrating at a different frequency than you. Their immature, arrogant, selfish, corrupt behavior is reflective of their stage of soul development. Be understanding, tolerant, accepting, and compassionate towards them, as this too is part of your training in perfecting the God characteristics within you. See all the teachings of the Golden Ones, Timothy Doyle, The Golden Ones. Also visit us at www.thepathtowoneness.com.